G'day everyone and welcome to the Intercontinental Abu Dhabi, where I've been spending the last few days while here for the Grand Prix. Today I'm heading home, which means I get to visit the new Abu Dhabi Terminal A. This trip is going to be split into two parts. This one that you're watching now about the Etihad A320 business class, and my previously released video of the new Abu Dhabi Terminal A, as well as an in-depth tour of the business class and the first class lounges. Let's go. Flying business class with Etihad out of the brand new Terminal A in Abu Dhabi is a fantastic experience. If you're interested in an in-depth guided tour of the new airport terminal, including the first and business class lounges, head over and watch the video in the top corner now. Walking into the terminal, down your right-hand side is the large Etihad check-in area and service desks, as well as the dedicated business and first class check-in area.
Hi, how you going?
With a sitting area and drink station and about 30 business class check-in desks, it is only seconds until my bag is taken and boarding passes are issued. There is also a separate first class check-in behind the business area with seated check-in desks. Past that is the business and first only passport control e-gates and security checks. As I had arrived quite early to do my guided tour with Etihad, the airport was almost deserted, which is quite contrasting to a few hours later. Once through duty free and into the main part of the new terminal, the business and first class lounges are across the way, closer to the sea gates.
Platinum member. Alright, you're welcome. Enjoy your stay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Because of my Virgin Australia Platinum status, I had access to the first class lounge with one guest. This is the same if you're flying economy. Virgin Gold status gets you entry with one guest into the business lounge if flying economy, with dark wood paneling and carpet, with only small lamps and uplighting that make it feel truly luxurious. There is a small self-serve area with snacks and drinks, but the rest of the food and drinks are available to order from the staff. What this does mean is that as it gets busier, you have to really try and catch the attention of someone just to order a drink. But for now, I had the full attention of two waiters. This is a view of the lounge menu for today. Saving myself for the flight, I went for an espresso martini, a glass of the 2009 Doux champagne, and then the Arabic mezza, as always. It truly did feel like first class dining. After that, I finished with the divine chocolate orange cake and a glass of the Matze Chianti to really bask in the luxury of the lounge. With an hour or so before boarding, I headed down to the relaxation suites at the end of the lounge to really relax until it was time to board. They didn't seem to be announcing any boarding notices in the lounge, but this wasn't a problem because of their fantastic messaging system, with an email landing in my inbox at the same time as the departure boards changing, so I grabbed my things and went on my way. My gate for today was B18, which is quite a walk from the lounge through the now incredibly busy airport. With boarding beginning around 5 minutes before I arrived, I walked straight through the gate security, straight up to the agent and straight on the plane. After being greeted by the lovely staff, I found my seat for this short 1 hour scheduled flight, 1A. The Etihad Airbus A320 has 2 rows of business in a 2-2 configuration. The seat itself is showing its age, but in no way is it bad. The soft fabric is breathable, the individual air vents overhead keep down the Middle Eastern heat, and the legroom is just about enough for someone lanky like me. If you've flown Virgin Australia or Qantas' 737 business classes, this seat is a very similar size. Waiting at the seat was a pillow and some cheap looking headphones. Shortly after sitting down, we were offered a serving of Arabic coffee and dates, as well as a bottle of water. To your right is the remote for the in-flight entertainment, with the unit folding out of the armrest above. It is a good resolution and is quite responsive and has a rather large selection of TV shows and movies and even live news and sport. The tray table folds out of the left armrest. The headrest raises and lowers as well as squeezing in tight. There is also an adjustable reading lamp in between the seats with the USB, universal power and headphone jacks down below the seats. Below your left armrest is the large panel of seat controls with a large degree of movement. Sadly, with the bulkhead, I can't stretch my legs out in front completely, but that's to be expected. Long-legged friends, pick row 2. Shortly before takeoff, meal orders were taken with only one option of a chicken tandoori sandwich and an Arabic mezza on the side. Since I was pretty full from the meal in the lounge, I asked for just the mezza portion, which wasn't a problem, and a glass of champagne. Once airborne, the service started almost immediately after the seatbelt sign was turned off and my meal was served. To my surprise, I was presented with a bean burrito of sorts as well as the mezza. It was really nice and the mezza was fantastic, with some of the portions served being the same as the ones in the lounge. I'm still not sure where the bean burrito came from, especially since there were no paper menus to reference, but it was a great meal on a short flight. After cruising for around 20 minutes, the captain announced that we'd already begun our descent and to prepare for landing. I was offered a top up of my champagne, and they were happy to give me a nice view of the bottle, a Duval Lura Brut. Top ups while technically already descending are always welcomed. Overall, what can I say? This flight was a real example of the standard Middle Eastern airlines hold themselves to. 2 flight attendants for 8 business class seats on a 1-hour scheduled flight is what I would consider above and beyond. The check-in experience couldn't have been smoother and the new lounge was a fantastic experience even if the spa wasn't open yet. The demeanour of the crew was professional but friendly and chatty, similar to Virgin Australia. They were more than happy for me to film, very interested in why I was travelling, where I'd been and what I'd been up to in a really genuine way. A large meal that was great quality, even if it wasn't what was advertised, on a 1-hour flight that was better than what I've come to expect on 3-hour flights with some other airlines. The seat is obviously a bit on the older side, but it ticks all the boxes. It's comfy enough and has everything you could need for a flight of this length. Now, was it necessary for me to fly business on this route? Absolutely not. Was it a great thing to experience? Totally. The flight retails for around 1,500 Australian dollars, but I snagged this for only 18,000 velocity points, only 8,000 points more than economy. With the $389 in taxes, that still works out to be a whopping 6.5 cents per point in value. To learn how to earn points, find and then redeem reward seats, make sure you've subscribed to my channel and follow me on my other socials for bonus information. Until next time, see you at the pointy end.